The Florida Keys offers some of the best and most challenging fishing in the world. They stretch for 113 miles off the southern tip of Florida. I'm going to share some tips that I've learned from others and on my own over the last 40 years that have helped me catch fish successfully on the flats in the Florida Keys. The Keys are divided into three regions: the upper, middle, and lower. Today's trip will take place in the Middle Keys. The methods that we cover will work in all three regions. Today we'll be focusing on Bahia Honda Key, and specifically the flat that lays between Bahia Honda and Ohio Key to the east. I camped at Bahia Honda State Park and towed my camper, which meant I couldn't bring my skiff. So that meant I used my kayak to get me out to the flats. Many of the flats are silty or muddy, which means you can sink up to your knees, so some type of watercraft really comes in handy.
When I'm looking for a place to fish, one of the first things I look for, especially with flats fishing, is someplace that has a good current flow. As the camera is looking at the Atlantic Ocean right now in the US 1 bridge, there's a good current flow coming through there. The tide is coming in. I am anchored over a grass flat, and I'm going to raise the camera up a little bit here. Hopefully you'll be able to see some of the coloration changes. Right in front of the boat is deeper water, nice drop off. Where I'm anchored now is about 2 to maybe 3 feet. Out there it's about maybe 5 feet or 6 feet. Now the fish will take and go along the edge of that shallow ridge and then come up on the flat to feed, and then go back to the safety or the coolness of the deeper water. Over there you'll see a point. That's also a good spot to check out. We'll try that later on. And then also these potholes that you can see. There's one that runs straight where you're looking right now. And then also there's another one right out in front of the kayak that we're going to go over and check out here in just a second. That's pretty much it, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for current flow. I'm looking for an edge where the fish can come from deeper water to shallower water. And then pretty much with that, here in the Keys, I'm looking for water clarity. While we're anchored up, let me give you a little background on my rig. I have a rod holder that will hold 2 rods, as you see. I've got a topwater bait, and I've got a bait to fish the bottom on the flats for the bonefish and permit. The topwater, the Zaro spook here on the right-hand side, would be for tarpon. The other thing that I do is that, again, being I'm in a kayak out here in the Gulf, right straight in front of me, I've got the ocean to my back. Wind's blowing at about 12 knots right now, and you're going to get a lot of spray, and that'll mess up your tackle. So right here by my foot, I've got the dry bag that has all my lures and jigs, so I can swap out pretty quickly. Around my neck, I have my camera in my pocket. I also have here in my other pocket my fingernail clipper to cut monofilament, fluorocarbon line, and then I have a multi-tool that is used to cut the braided line. It also has a hook sharpener on it too. Don't use that too much. Actually, I carry a file with me that I sharpen all my hooks with before I leave the dock. The other secret sauce to this, again, I mentioned the wind is blowing really hard, is that I have a anchor rigged up here. And as you can see, I took and installed, like what you would see on a sailboat, some clam claw hooks for the anchor. That way I don't have to take a lot of time to tie something off. I keep the line for the anchor here on this old wire spool that I had. Going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the anchor now and show you how easy that is. And on the back of the boat, and I'll show you here in just a second, I have a carabiner like a rock climber would have. And again, you need to invest in a good one here because you're going to be in salt water, and they can rust out if they're not good quality stainless steel. So I've had that carabiner probably for 10 years or more, and you can see how the anchor is there in the back of the boat, or the stern boat. So one last thing I'm going to mention, when you catch fish, a grouper of some sort. You can spend like $100 on a Boca grip, or you can spend anywhere from $10 to $15 to get one of these. These work pretty good. The other nice thing, if you drop it in the water, it floats. So, with that, that's pretty much all the gear for today, and let's go out and catch some fish. Okay, going to show you how I rigged today. Got myself a 1/4 ounce Strike King jig head on a pearl-based Z-Man plastic bait with a little shrimp procure, just to kind of fake the appearance or the illusion of gill plates. And I'm anchored in about 2 foot of water on a nice turtle grass and hard coral bottom. And I'm just casting out there and seeing what I can do. I think we got ourselves a bonefish here. He's not done yet. He's not done yet. A gray ghost.
After a few quick pictures, this bonefish was released to fight another day. Next up was to check out to see what was living in that deep blue hole. It did not take long for a hungry resident to show up.
Okay, I've hooked about an 80-pound tarpon, and he just took off like wildfire. I don't know how this battle's going to end because I'm on 8-pound test with a 30-pound leader, and I'm way overgunned. I'm anchored, or I was anchored. He's actually pulled me off the anchor. I'm letting off some line here, and we'll see what happens, but he's taking me to Marco Island right now. I'd say he took off about 100 yards of line, and he's still going strong, as you can see there. Oh my. Oh, this is fun, but we'll see. We're gaining a little bit of ground on him. My anchor still is not holding. When you got an 80-pound tarpon, he pretty much gets to do what he wants to do. But I am laughing because I don't even know if he knows he's hooked yet. I'm using a little bit of finger drag on this to try and get him back. Okay, come on now, my friend. Let's see how we're doing here. This could be a very long day because I've got the wind blowing me into the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. He's mad. He is mad. I just lost everything that I had gained there. He's also taken me out to a bunch of crab traps, which a good smart tarpon would do. I think this reel's going to be smoking by the time this thing's over with.
The fight lasted about 20 minutes and ended when the tarpon threw the jig back at me, but still it was a great time. Besides the glamour fish, there's lots of other fun fish to catch, like the barracuda. and banded rudderfish, which are a member of the jack family, gave great bites too. Most of the days were too windy to go out in the kayak, so I spent my time walking down the beach with my fly rod. The good news is that there was plenty of action. The bad news is the only thing biting were barracuda and needlefish. To get the barracuda and needlefish to bite, you had to use a very fast two-handed retrieve. The hot bait off the beach was a size 2 crystal flash minnow in white. Don't miss another adventure. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you for watching.
Say goodbye.